Welcome back to the channel, here with the Walking Cruiser, and today I am at Royal Caribbean's Royal Beach Club at Paradise Island in Nassau. It will be my second visit here, and I'm looking forward to giving it a second chance after all the initial hypes died down. In this video, you'll get a full guide of what's where, what's included, some of the costs, some of the extras, including a $5,000 VIP space, and at the end of the video, I'll share my honest review of Royal Beach Club. This beach club is sold like an excursion, but you don't need any tickets, just check in with your SeaPass cruise card. And it's available to Royal Caribbean passengers, but also celebrity cruises. If you've reserved it, it includes your transportation to the island and back to the ship. These cute ferry boats are going all day, there's no set time on your booking, and it's a quick journey. A festive Bahamian welcome. I mentioned this is my second visit. My first review is on the channel too. Be sure to subscribe for all the latest updates. The live music is definitely setting the mood. You're looking at $200 admission before any discounts for an all-inclusive experience. All-inclusive, open bar, food, and Wi-Fi. But what's here? There's 3 distinct zones, starting on the east side, which is the chill zone. This is Chill Beach. And yes, it lives up to the name. Plenty of sunbeds and umbrellas, all included. Towels you will have picked up as you enter. Its own bar and wide stretch of beach. Then, each zone has its own amenities, including towels, lockers, toilets, bar, seating, shopping, and dining areas. This section is just for Chill Beach. The Paradise Grill and dining area here on the left. Relaxed seating on the right. Paradise Grill is the food offering at the Royal Beach Club. It's at 3 locations, and I'll be giving my review of the food later in the video. As we approach the pool area, this infinity pool with swim-up bar is actually very cool. It's massive, it stretches a really long way, and looks directly out to sea. It has a swim-up bar and plenty of space. Sunbeds and umbrellas are plentiful, but you'll want to get here early if securing the best bed by the pool is important to you. The live music is matching the chill vibe. The pool stretches a really long way, and I would say very impressive. Moving towards the center, there is a relaxed games area. There is some cornhole, a bit of shade, still in that chill state of mind. This is an axe-throwing game, all plastic, but neat concept to mimic the real thing. Heading towards the center of the resort now, as you can see, it's really spread out. You don't have to walk far to find a bar though. They are evenly distributed around the resort. You order drinks with your SeaPass card. And there's some local sellers with souvenirs to buy. You'll need card or cash for those though, not your SeaPass card. We're getting closer to Party Cove now. This is the antithesis to Chill Beach. There's a DJ all day, and it gives that Vegas pool party vibe. This structure is the Floating Flamingo. It's right in the center of the resort. It's said to be the world's largest swim-up bar. It's got 2 stories, and it has a DJ up there on the 2nd floor playing all day. Also on the 2nd floor are 2 VIP party decks that you can reserve for 12 guests, including admission, for a cool $5,000. So let's see what it's like, the view from the VIP party deck. It's spacious for 12. Comfortable lounge seating. I would say you could host a lot more than 12 here. It's atmospheric, the structure is really cool, and you have drinks and food on demand as part of the price. Dance floor right up behind the DJ, incredible views of the port, the pool area, the sea. On this porthole view down to the swim-up bar. There's 2 sides available, $5,000 each. Great aspect from up here, although you may prefer to be down in the pool rather than above it. But definitely good for a group or a special event. Even though it doesn't include anything extra, it feels VIP. Moving on, it's to Family Beach. This zone also has its own dining area, bars, pool, entertainment, and beach. My review of the food. Well, you have a Bahamian-inspired menu. It's advertised as premium, but it's burgers, chicken strips, and fries. The shrimp is nice, but the lobster BLT is not that nice actually. The crispy fish sandwich was okay, but nothing special. This is roadside diner fare, not $200 beach club fare. The rest of Family Beach is on the westernmost side of the resort. A big pool with a large, shallow end for kids and sprinklers. Lots of sunbeds with umbrellas and a swim-up bar. haven't covered any of the cabanas yet. Cabanas for 8 or 10 people are scattered all over the Royal Beach Club. This one looks great though, with dual aspect looking over the second stretch of beach here. Family Beach. There is on-demand service of food and drinks when you book a cabana, but it's the same food and drinks included in the entry. Tucked in front of Family Beach is this epic photo spot. Royal Caribbean sure put its mark on this place with this giant logo. And it's a good vantage point to admire the ships in port. That's ours, Symphony of the Seas. Look out for that ship tour and review video coming soon. And in the very back of the resort is the beach cabanas. These are actually located at either end on Chill Beach 2, but here's a look at the Family Beach and Pool cabanas. Cabanas for 8 people can cost around $2,300 full price to reserve, and the 10-person cabana is about $3,000, but that includes entry for everybody too, not on top of the entrance fee, so that could be worth it if you are a big family. If you are going as a group and think this would be a good idea to have a dedicated space for everyone, be sure to catch the pre-cruise sales to avoid paying full price. As the cost includes entry, you can work out whether the added cost per person is worth it. So, these are my final thoughts on this new offering from Royal Caribbean. It was my second visit. My initial review was mixed, as I couldn't justify why you would pay to come here when it is so similar to the Perfect Day offering, which has no extra charge. I didn't personally feel I got any additional benefit, so if I'm on a cruise that includes a private island stop, I would be tempted to skip this and do a different excursion in Nassau. My overall impression of the venue, though, is that it's still beautifully presented, spacious, although they could use more sunbeds by the pools for sure. That's a sticky point too. You pay a premium entry fee, but it doesn't even guarantee a sunbed by the pool. So do arrive early if you want to get a good spot. The second try of the food, I have the same review. Good, but not in the elevated VIP category they advertise it as. Check out my channel for more reviews on other port guides. Specifically, Taino Bay and Puerto Plata was a big surprise for me, so check that out. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like. Let me know in the comments if you've been to the Royal Beach Club or are considering it in your upcoming cruise. Bye for now, and see you in the next video.